until he went into a land of idolatry and picked up a man who was a merchant in gods. His own business was that he could make an idol for you, whosoever that you want. If you want a god of fertility, he will carve out an image for you. He was a very rich man, Abraham, and God went to Chaldean, the Ur of Chaldean, and picked that man. I always say that God is a great hunter. He can hunt even in the evil forest. It doesn't matter how far people are. His love endures forever. His mercy endureth forever. If the Lord put his satellite upon a city, it doesn't matter how much people resist him, he will always find his way. He's a fresh river. He doesn't turn away from any obstacle. He breaks through and searched through, and he picked that man. And he began with the man. While the man was looking for a child, God was looking for a nation. And God worked with him, break him so much until the point when the man came to a place and saw a physical location, and he said, no, this is not what I am. Because by the experience of his work with God, he was beginning to look for a city whose builder and architect was God. And yet Isaac came, then Esau and Jacob came, and then Jacob had the testimony of working with God. And yet with all that, can you imagine that with the kind of glory that Abraham saw, as they came with that, walking in that pattern, but Jacob became a cheat? If you read the book of First Chronicles and the book of Chronicles and Kings, you see how that a king served God and walked in the ways of his father David, but his son will begin to sacrifice his son to Molech. So it is very possible that we can have a matriarch like our mother, and yet we can look at our generation, whether in physical or in spiritual. Because here we have to, but we thank God that they are still in faith. And Pastor Francis was talking about a lot of them. How many people carry that burden? How is it that a burden can be lost like that? Something that God initiated can be missed by a generation. And Jacob became a cheat, a supplanter. And look at how his life turned out to be. And after that, God, because of the covenant that he has with his grandfather Abraham. In fact, if you discover that even Laban said it, Laban says it's not because of the God of your father and your great father Abraham. It's not because of you. Until he had his own encounter at Peniel and God changed him. Then we look at his own sons. We saw how they began to misbehave. Satan was not afraid, sir. I want to say to you that Satan is not afraid of the inheritance that we have. We have a heritage, a godly heritage. Fathers have labored. I'm telling you the truth. But Satan is not afraid. He will always test it. He said, this is my beloved son, whom I'm well pleased. Listen to him. He said, okay, let's test it. He said, if you are the son of God, turn this stone to become loaves of bread. As I always say, boldness in the absence of danger is useless. We are overcomers, not sidecomers. Something has to come for you to go over. Are you hearing me? Satan will always present the opportunity for you to prove who you are in Christ and your inheritance. So we can have a heritage and yet we can be defeated. And that's what happened in the life of Jacob. We have his son like Judah. How that he went into insects and all that. And God continued until they found themselves in Egypt. Let me fast forward. And then a man like Moses came. My God. Anytime I study Moses, I ask whether this is a man. Moses became synonymous with the Lord. That they will say up to today, when Moses is read, he became synonymous with the Lord. Moses was different from any other prophet. If any prophet will rise up in Israel, a prophet will rise up to speak, whether in conformity or in deviance to the Lord, to bless or to curse you and give you the word of the Lord. But Moses was more than a prophet because he said the Lord. So Moses will say, God will raise for you a man like unto me. Unto him shall the gardens of the peoples be. He was in a different class. Abraham said to the rich man, he says that they have Moses and the prophet. If you hear the word and conjunction, it means that the two are different. It means Moses was not in the class of the prophet. Even God himself testified, if there's a prophet among you, I will speak to him in dreams or in vision, but not so with Moses my servant. For as a friend speak to face, so I spoke with Moses my servant. Moses was a man that was in his own class. This was the only one that preached to God and God repented. God says, I'm going to destroy all the people of Israel and I'm going to make you a great nation. He said, no, you can't do that. You can't. You want to do it so that people will say it's because you could not fulfill your promise to take them to the land of promise. That's why you destroy them. And the Bible says God repented of the evil in his heart. He converted God. Mighty man. And if I ask today, and Moses died, sir, how many of you here know how many children Moses had? I went to preach in Zaria and I went with John and I asked him, was the only one that raised his hand. I said, you can't answer it because you have been with me. How many of you can remember how many sons he had? He had 2 sons. Many of us cannot even remember. Why? Because they were irrelevant. If you even know that he had 2 sons, can you remember their names? According to some Bible scholars, that very priest that was bought by Micah to serve in the house of his gods, together with other gods. Some scholars say that he was the son of Moses. Some say he was a grandson of Moses. There are no a lot of evidence to validate that. But we couldn't hear Gershom and Eleazar again. And yet Moses was their father. How could such kind of custodian of glory and celestial magnificence leave the surface of the earth, and his own heritage could not leave for us the trace of the glory? That's how Samuel came. But his 2 sons were nowhere close to what he did. The same thing with Eli. And that's how it has happened to several people. Lester Sobra has passed on. His sons, we don't know where they are. And I'm not in any way saying that working in God has to do with the fame. Are you hearing me? But the record that they have been with God. So, we are celebrating our mother. My question is, can we trace the working of such a great vessel in our lives, whether in the lives of our biological children and us as spiritual children? Some of us drank from our fountain from afar. I really didn't know her as that close. Even daddy that I know from afar, when I was on campus, I know we used to call him to minister. The only close contact I had with them was one of the days that we decided as new escorts in the fellowship in Abu's area, we want to visit all our patrons and our advisors, and that daddy happened to be one of our patrons. So we came together with FCS boss to come and see him. So we came, we brought some gift. I can't remember how much we had in an envelope to give him. I think we bought some fruits also. So when we came, he told mommy that we were coming. And then we came and saw rice and stew, I think with beans also. And these are not the kind of food that you eat in school. We ate well. They gave us malt. I remember that was the day he was telling us about how much they spent for all-time revival hour in Abeokuta, with Port Harcourt and all other places, the millions. And I was looking at the house, and I was looking at the money that he was calling. By the time we were about to leave, they now package money in envelope to give us that for our fuel. When they gave us the money, we now became ashamed. How can we give in the money that we have? Because now you gave us food, you gave us money. So we now told ourselves that, okay, let's go back to Abu and go and pray and plan. When we went back, we thought of something. I think we went and bought, what that is, a frame and some fruits and other things, and just sent. This one is just, thank you, sir. The issue was that we were demotivated by the time they treated us well. And I'm asking, the best way to celebrate a father is to live in the track of the father, and the best way to honor a father is to do more than the father. One of my questions and my cry all the days as we cry for revival, the Bible says the glory of the latter day shall be greater than the former. It's not because the people of the latter shall be greater than the people of the former. But when we do our assessment today with all simplicity and truth, can we even say the glory of today is up to the latter, up to the former, not to talk of going ahead? Let's not deceive ourselves. My media just posted something online of what I said. Somebody asked me for an interpretation. And I look at it and I don't know how to interpret it for him, because it's deeper than what he thinks. I just said that rest doesn't make you prayerless. Rest only changes the content of your prayer. There is a slow poison that has been coming on to us, that we're a generation that have grown into the rest of God. And by that they are saying prayer and fasting was an instrument to get something from God, was an instrument of fight. If prayer and fasting is an instrument of fight for a man, that is an utter God experience. But I tell you that prayer is an atmosphere, and in that you can take whatsoever. There is a place for fighting in prayer. There is a place for fellowship in prayer. There is a place for transition in prayer. Your prayer content and your prayer atmosphere can only change, but there is no amount of glory And there is not level of increase in the spirit that makes you prayerless. There is a generation that is slowly giving us poison. Many conferences are conferring us with laziness, with weakness, with lawlessness and anarchy. And anytime we have an opportunity of remembering matriarchs like mommy, of remembering verses like this, we must challenge ourselves. For me, I don't so much believe that talking is the best way of expressing gratitude. It is one, or the beginning. But the climax of expressing gratitude is living the life that the person had left. But no wonder they will say he walks in the way of his father David. This is many generations after David. But David became a reference point. There was no time that Pastor Francis will raise the issue of mommy. Once in a while, he will always talk about her. And anytime he talk about it, he doesn't know what happens to me. I may smile, I may not say anything. But if I go back home, I find it hard to sleep. Because for me, if a mother will commit what we may call class suicide, we call it class suicide. To leave her place, to take the very place she took at that time, it's called class suicide. And some of us here, 10,000 naira can make you not to fast for 1 month. And small thing we talk, you will say a man of God told you that you have the mantle of Ketrin Kuman. We have a lot of noise. You have a mantle of Ketrin Kuman. And when we check your Facebook page, there is nothing that will challenge a generation to go back into the secret place. Everything on your Facebook page is your picture. Sunday things. I ate beans. What a generation. When you manage to do a small 30 minutes prayer, you will use 10 minutes out of the 30 minutes to video yourself and put it online. 30 minutes in God's presence. I don't know how you felt. I felt like carrying my kid, take my car and go back home to pray. He says from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. From there, go to work. What has happened to us? From there, go to work. 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. As she will carry her lantern and follow youth to primary school to pray. The only time I had an opportunity of seeing that thing is a possibility and is truth was when one day I worshipped with Dr. Tosin at Citadel. And they were praying, and then mommy came to lead prayer. And another time when Apostle came to Abraka Fellowship, Apostle Arome came to Abraka Fellowship. You remember that time you hosted him at Abraka Fellowship? And they called mommy to lead prayer. And she was leading prayer concerning the country. So anytime I hear what he said, I connect to that kind of prayer altar. I correlate it. Can you bow your heads? If you can cry to God in the next 3 minutes, please cry. Mommy was not all over the billboards. You will hardly even see her. Daddy's face was everywhere. Anytime you talk about mommy, I remember people like Anna the prophetess, whose life was captured in 2 verses. For 84 years, praying and fasting. And yet, and can we have the moment you begin to pray for 5 hours, 10 hours, what is in your mind is that tomorrow the world will now see me. Already your end is that you will come out. If not that, our brother Pastor Toba said some of the things he said we wouldn't have even known. When great men among mortals walk in the sands. They leave their footprints in the sands of history. But men that are walked by God, they don't leave footprints, they leave wells. And our mommy has left a well for us. I wish we'd be challenged to go back to prayer. I wish we'd be challenged to go back to prayer. Anytime I have opportunity to speak to my brethren, the immediate family of mommy, unless with that this become the challenge. Can we hold this legacy? Can this fountain continue to flow? Verses like this don't die, they only transist. And I tell you, the mantle is everywhere, the glory, the possibilities is everywhere. That was what Gideon thought of. He began to contemplate. This is what we've had concerning our history. It was that contemplation that brought about the visitation. And immediately the angel appeared to him. He said, "Thou mighty man of valor, the Lord is with you." And Gideon answered, "If the Lord is with us." Look at, the Lord is with you. Gideon said, "It's not about me, it's about us." If the Lord is with us, where are the miracles? It was the contemplation of Gideon. There is a contemplation, there is a dissatisfaction that brings about visitation. The problem is that we will hear, we will celebrate, we will shout, we will say we connect, we will say all manner of things, and yet, but the evidence of desire is pursuit. This thing is possible. This thing is possible. This thing is possible.
It's possible. Felina ma goze divra tata plakoto toto breki sete bratata. Melimina na kobere di bradodo breti jefine tata pokolo divre ne tata brakata. Thank you for revival on every altar that need that fire. Mekila nana menano sevi tetimbra do vebina satatande bakope da bedetoi patatanda bakai. Thank you for revival on every altar again. Felini minana kasila na broguve site binata tatata brokove bela tatatai. Jinata vilidi brudom bredish eve belete te brokove ne tetankai bela toka dokoisai. Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jesus, thou will dig deep again. We 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 will dig deep again. Felene bakos, every deep at over the bakanata time. Belepokova tapai. Fanis, eveleko bredi, jebina tatatai. Ability to speak again, to pray again, to study again. Know what she has done. She also to take us to take giant steps again. Giant steps. Giant steps again. Thank you. Thank you. To be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord. You are worthy to God, you are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified.
You are worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified.
You are worthy, God.
Worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. Worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
Worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. Worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
Worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah.
You are worthy, God.
Worthy to be glorified.
I got empty. Hey, you are worthy, God.
Worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. Worthy to be glorified.
You are worthy, God.
Worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord.
You are worthy, God.
You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord.
Can we just stand up? Let's pray a prayer randomly now. Pastor Giri, please come. Pastor Jerry, please come. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Lord. You are worthy to be glorified. You are worthy, Jehovah. You are worthy to be glorified. Listen, drop down, guys. For something, one thing I should know very well, that mommy died empty. Believe me. The prayer God wants to pray this evening is that, Father, help me die empty. Which means your pace will change. If you have 70 years to live, you will change the way you live. If a woman can wake up and pray from every morning, that's what she's saying. The one I know, sir, Apostle, we've never gone to online with mommy, then we are praying that you see mommy dozing. It's not possible. It has never happened. Most times we will come, we will pray to sleep and enter, then later maybe Holy Ghost will push us enter the river before our eyes open. But mommy has never. That she comes and you see her that she's dozing is a lie. So for all night till around 3, that's when we climax. This one will be alert. And I can tell you that woman died empty. And now Pastor James came to say, Pastor, we'll not just talk about what she has done. What are we? Who have we opened your house to? Who don't enter your house? I told somebody, it seems like mommy left. It's like she took something. Some of us here, it's only me, my children, my wife. Nobody into your life. How can you be that tough? How can you be that stingy? You can't impact anybody. Nobody can say this one brought me to the kingdom, this one made me to stay. How? You are that poor. Do you know prayer or pray? Jerry, Apostle Jerry, please come on. They're just going to pray that Father, help us to die empty. You know, when she died, I remember the last time I went to see her in hospital, she just called me. She called me Franco. I can hear the voice. I can see her. And they said to me, she's gone. That was like play. But till after some months, I found myself, tears were dropping. I never knew I loved her that much. I never knew that she made that impact in my life. It's after she has gone. I said, because I checked my life, I said, this woman is in the house. I'll go. That's this. Oh God. She couldn't make it my wedding, but my concert, she had to flee from Lagos just to come. Her love is just too much. And now she's gone. Every match we just organize to talk about her. I like what Pastor Samson said. So we talk about her. So what are we doing? Which means be ashamed that tomorrow we come, we can't trace her. Who can we say is standing praying from 1 to 6? Who has taken that space? Who has taken that gap? Do you know how many sisters she prayed for? Some online stainer, she will come and lay hands on all of us. Your marriage, you will not fail. I can't forget that. Your marriage, I can never forget that prayer. My parents even know who raised me. Mama didn't even know that somebody outside raised me up. Because you know, daddy was not, I was not very close to daddy, but mommy was my target. And I say we're close. You know, for me, most time if I set up meetings, it's the end in the meeting, then I touch you. Even you, I've taken you to the house now. Nakakira, you, I'm talking to you now. I've taken him to the house. I've taken him to all nights. This one I went to preach, he was in JS1, and I brought him to committee. Sam, I remember, was that JS3? I took you to Kwai. He was in secondary school. I told him that man goes home in Kwai. We went to one of the places. A guy left us his room. Crazy. From that JS1, JS2, she was one that would give me money to take them for outreach. A young girl just finished her. She just got married. Givings. I took 6 of them for one night. She just stayed there. She said, this is her place. It was mommy that got her admission. She just finished service. She just got married. How can somebody like that just meet you and stamp you? You cannot meet mommy and go the same. Sometimes I enter my room, I see her because I see some of her characters following me. You can't come to see mommy. She will not give you something. It's not possible. She is not possible. But us, no communam is our own. They see it in our body. We can't see, we can't make any. How are we that poor? If you have time, please go and look for the house. The house is not a house to look to say there's something new, but man, there was glory in the house. The house is not a house when I see Jande house, nothing to show, but man, God did that place. And you know she was gathering those young people praying. 3 days, 7 days. Before they took us to 3 days, and they gave us communion. On the second day, my hand was trying to go and catch mango. And mommy, she made very big error. Her breaking of communion, they don't give you small. How they break bread like that? They bring like loaves. So you will cut and give somebody. The other person will cut and give the next person. One guy cut, it remains Monacha. I said they should give me from the the fresh one. When they gave me, when I held the bread like this, I told myself, these 3 days, if I eat this one is enough. When I held the bread like this, I know I'll squeeze it, then I cut it. When I get, person is looking at me, not to collect now, my body of Christ. Then the communion, they will give you cup. Then I make sure that if I take one rush, I make sure I will take 3 cup before I just say. The person will say, I'll give me almost quarter cup. Her communion, God will bless her. We have powerful communions. No. But Apostle Hans made a profound statement. Apostle, how can somebody live this life? We can't trace it with somebody. All our life we're living just to make it. Mommy was not out to make it too. She was just to impact people. And every December she organized camp meeting, free food, just bring young people from different places. May we die empty. I can't say, may I die empty. Know that you die, you go to heaven. The action said, Oga, you came full now. You they trusted you people. You see them, there's no impact you did and came back.